When I got back to the bar, there's a limo out front with New Jersey tags. I walk in and there's an unexpected guest waiting for me at the bar. She looked as gorgeous as when I first saw her behind that $5 blackjack table in the Golden Mines. I took her to the back booth and asked her why she's here. I sold my condo in Atlantic City, she said. The settlement was this morning. I'm catching a red eye back to Vegas tonight, so I don't have much time to tell you why I came to see you. I hope it's good news, Carla, 'cause lately it's only been bad. Richie, a few weeks back I had to give a statement to the FBI about our relationship. They asked me what I knew about you and Joey Stakes Scamtucci laundering money in the Golden Mines. I told them you gambled with him in other casinos besides the Golden Mines, but he never was with us when we went out together. They asked questions that I couldn't answer. Things about a fire and you being with Joey Stakes the night he got killed. Does your boss know about our relationship and that you're here today? Joe knows everything, she said. I'm here today because he knows they're trying to get you to testify against him and Charlie Myers. He told me to tell you that it's important for you to meet with Charlie Myers next week. Meet where? I'm not going to Vegas. She reached into her purse and takes out a business card. She hands it to me. It's from a well-known mob restaurant in South Philly, Villa de Roma. Written on the back of the card is 2:30 p.m., Wednesday, April 1st. I laughed and said, April Fool's Day. Well, at least it's not Valentine's Day. She didn't get it. So I said, you know, the Valentine's Day massacre. She took my hand and said, Richie, Joe promised me nothing's going to happen to you. I walked her out to the limo. She gave me a hug, and before getting in, she said, once this is all over, you'll come out and stay at The Illusions. It's fabulous. I didn't know whether or not to tell Danny about Carla's visit, but I had to after employees told him about the gorgeous woman who showed up in a limo to see me. I asked him if I should tell Rossman what she told me. He said wait and see what Charlie Myers says. He offered to go with me. I told him I got to do this on my own. The day before my sit-down with Charlie, I get a call from Neil. He asked me if I saw the news story about my psychologist, Dr. Rifkin. I said no. He said he was arrested yesterday for falsifying his patient's disability claims. The feds call it the Big D scam. They say it cost private insurance companies millions of dollars. I got to Villa de Roma a half hour early and took a seat at the bar. I was on my second drink when Charlie walks in. An older Italian gent meets him and gives him a mob hug. Then he comes over to the bar with his hand extended. We shake and he says, Richie, good seeing you. I'm glad you made it. I follow Charlie and the older gent to an empty private room in the back of the restaurant. Before we sit down, two younger Italian dudes walk in and they tell me to strip down. I said, what for? Charlie said, just do it, Richie. They'll be done in a couple minutes. They left the room not finding a wire. I got dressed and took a seat at the table. Charlie asked me if I ever ate here before. I told him no. Then I said, if they do that before every meal, I won't be back. He laughed and said, I hope you're hungry because they make the best Italian food on the planet, and once we're done, we'll go over why I'm here. Is that okay with you, Richie? Sounds good to me, I said. We ate over small talk. Charlie was right, the food is delicious. After we ate, we got down to business. Richie, here's the deal. The feds have enough to put you away for a minimum of 10 years, maybe longer, when they prove you lied in your testimony. Now let's say they cut you a deal and you testify that we knew you were laundering illegal money in the Golden Mines for Joey Stakes Scamtucci. Our lawyers will have a field day with that, and here's how. Who's going to believe someone who burned down their factory for insurance money, faked being crazy to collect on their disability insurance policy, falsified bank and mortgage loan documents, had multiple affairs while gambling his money away, and who abandoned his family? Let's not forget, this case will be heard throughout the country. You don't want to carry all that bullshit on your back the rest of your life, do you? So Charlie, what am I supposed to do? I always liked you, Richie, and so does Joe. That's why he reached out in your behalf when others wanted to do you harm. Who wanted to do me harm? I asked. Don't worry about that, Richie. It's been taken care of, and so is a plea deal for you with the government. You're going to have to do 36 months in a federal prison camp, one that will be close so your family can visit you. You'll have all the protection you need once inside, and you'll be made as comfortable as possible. When you're released, if you want, it's up to you. There'll be employment for you in one of our properties, but not on the casino floor. This is a good deal, Richie. I wouldn't turn it down. Can I have some time to think about it? I'd like to talk to my lawyer to see what he thinks. Neil Rossman already knows, and he agrees that it's a good deal so much that he's waiving all his fees in your case. When would I have to go in? Sometime next month. He asked me what's my poison, and I said tequila. The waiter brought a bottle to the table, and we toast to better times. When I got back to the bar, Danny's in the back booth with Neil. I took a seat. Neil asked me what I think, and I said, I got 36 months to do all the thinking I want. I never knew until then that Danny once did 24 months in a federal camp back in the late 60s for a tax evasion charge. He said if you have to go away, the camps are the best place to be. Before he told me what to expect once I'm inside, I asked Neil how DeVito got this deal done with the feds. Richie, it's all about the money. From what I've read, DeVito and other major casino operators have plans to build multiple mega hotel casinos off the strip where DeVito built his illusions. One of them is that real estate mogul from New York who outbid DeVito for the Meridian Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City, James Laurent. Laurent is one of the reasons DeVito got out of Atlantic City, I said. So now they're going to be neighbors. Not only are they going to be neighbors in Las Vegas, Neil said. There's a rumor going around that they're going to partner up on all of Laurent's casino hotel operations, and they're going to build a spectacular hotel casino on ground that DeVito owns in the marina area of Atlantic City. Now, why would these two golden boys want to get in bed together, I asked. For James Laurent, it frees him up to pursue his political ambitions, which many believe is to run for president in the near future. And for DeVito, it gives him those political connections that will secure his casino hotel operations. Neil, that doesn't make sense. How can a casino operator be president of the United States? There's nothing saying he can't, and Laurent already has major political connections in Washington. By the time he runs, and like I told you before, casinos will be everywhere. They'll be one of the main fibers of America's entertainment industry. You think Laurent had something to do with my plea deal? I'm sure DeVito got him to make a few calls to Washington politicians whose states are looking to legalize casino gambling. They don't want any negative publicity being written or aired on how casinos operate, and what type of characters they attract. Your case would expose the dangers of having casinos in your backyard.